Hey you, yeah you, how's it going, handsome or beautiful? Did you know you were about to listen to the LazyGiants movie podcast? You did, that's great. Would you like to hear/see more content like this and show us that you like us? You would? Great. Well, we like you too, so why not head on over to LazyGiants.com where you can find all sorts of content just like this. Don't trust any random ass site on the World Wide Web? Stranger danger. That's understandable, I guess. Don't worry, we've got you covered. You trust YouTube, right? You don't? What are you, like 90? It's 2015. Well, for those of you who aren't afraid, you can also head on over to youtube.com/LazyGiants for more content. Don't like us? Well, why not still head on over to youtube.com/LazyGiants to tell us how much you really don't like us. I'm lonely and enjoy the interaction regardless. Anyway, thanks for listening. Beep boop bop boop 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 boop.
Hey, it's Evan here, and John's here too. We're just going to be talking about some movies. Movie cast.
Yes, this is kind of our little, I guess, movie podcast.
We're entertainment junkies.
Yeah, we consume a lot of entertainment. I guess everybody does nowadays, but it's in your face, so we get video games, movies, comic books.
Not comic books.
What?
Maybe comic books.
Oh yeah,
not like
comics are for nerds. Who reads that?
Yeah, who reads those? You have a stack of graphic novels. Anyways, yeah, this is just like our movie thing. We're just gonna talk about movies that we've just recently seen, shit that's coming up. Because you guys are bored at work and you can put on a podcast, so you can listen to us.
The world needs another movie podcast.
It's true. Anyways, I think we'll jump right into it. We just got back from seeing The Green Inferno, which has been a highly anticipated movie from Eli Roth for 2 years.
I would put highly anticipated in quotations because...
Okay, yeah, for a select few, it was pretty anticipated. It was supposed to come out in 2013. Then it got pushed for reasons unknown to...
Or was it like the...
2014.
Was it not the right... Like, did the studio sell the rights?
I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. And then 2014, it was like, yeah, it's not coming out like 3 days before it was supposed to hit theaters. So today was its second day in theater, officially.
So we're recording this. This is a Saturday. It opened last night.
Yeah.
I think it opened like everywhere. I think it had a wide release.
Bigger than most movies, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't really look into what the release was. But yeah, this is kind of a weird... This movie had a weird history because I remember talks like, oh yeah, this is going to be a VOD movie. This is going straight to Netflix. This blah 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 blah. Like this
going to be a TV show.
Like this movie has just... I've heard so many things about it. I will openly admit that I am a huge Eli Roth fan. Have been since Cabin Fever. So I was pretty damn excited going into this one.
Well, yeah, same with me. I mean, I kind of forgot about it until the other day. I get a text from John. He's like, "Hey, you want to go see Green Inferno?" And I'm like, "Where the fuck did that come from?" Like, I didn't even know it was coming out. Like, it was great.
Yeah, that's something we should mention. Is the advertisement for this movie's been terrible.
Yeah, like I seen a TV spot for it after John told me about it, but I don't know. I was pretty psyched to see it, and we just got back from it. It's pretty awesome. I guess we should explain what the concept of it is.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. You just go ahead and tell them what... I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, a bunch of hippies from, white America. They go to college. They all have rich families. And, there's a rainforest being demolished in Peru, I think it is. And, they're like, oh, we got to go save the rainforest. And they go over there, they do their thing, and then their plane crashes, and, there's a cannibalistic tribe. And so, hilarious, it's kind of typical,
it's typical Roth.
It's typical Roth,
it's social commentary in your face. Hey, look at these privileged white kids do wrong. Let's murder them.
It's cool, to see it because it was actually filmed in Peru. This is the first time these places have been filmed. It was the first time the tribe has ever seen equipment like this, and it's really cool from that aspect. But it's cool too from the audience aspect being it's a fucking cannibal movie.
All right, yeah. Let's break this down per subject. I mean, if we're gonna jump right in and fucking talk about Green Inferno, then let's break this down. Okay, let's start with the story. Let's start with the story of the Green Inferno. I mean, not that honestly, it's not that important.
No.
I mean, you don't go to these movies for a good plot. At least I don't.
I mean, if you've seen Cannibal Holocaust, you kind of know the plot to this movie.
If you've seen any Eli Roth movie, you've seen the plot to this movie. And this is the basic setup. If you've seen Hostel, here you have some, like I said, some kids college kids, it's always college kids, going somewhere where they don't belong.
Yep. And they think they own the place.
Yeah, getting in a bad situation. And then shit goes bad, and that's just the setup for every Eli Roth movie, and that doesn't change here. There's no major plot twist. There's not this is straight up Eli Roth. I mean, if there's one thing I would say that I'm disappointed with Green Inferno, it is that, I mean, it was a rinse and repeat Eli Roth story, but I mean that's fine. That's fine. I didn't care, but there was potential there to do something different that he didn't do. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that, but I felt that he gave the viewers what they wanted. I mean, I believe this is an edited version of the movie, so it's not as crazy as you would think. But I mean, I went in and I'm like, okay, I'm going to see some blood and gore happen, and there was some of that. I wouldn't say it's extreme.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about the effects now, because I mean, like I said, the plot's
there's nothing to talk about the plot. Like it's much of a piece.
I mean, I will say that I like the turnaround. It wasn't like, hey, it's about slacktivism, and that's kind of, I don't know if Eli Roth made that term or if that's actually a term.
Slacktivism. That's exactly what it is.
I mean, he said he was inspired after the whole Coney 2012 nonsense that happened, and
if you don't know what that is, just type in Coney 2012 into Google,
or just don't. But basically, it's his response to those so-called activists on Twitter and social media that they think that they're saving the world by retweeting something they fucking read and think they're the ultimate knowledge masters of because they read a headline that said, "Hey, this is bad, this is good," and you got these people. They go and they, like I said, they're basically those types of people. And I like how it wasn't slandering those people so much because you kind of saw the two sides of it. Like, the cannibals weren't really the bad guys, and the people weren't really bad guys. So
no, yeah.
there weren't really any bad guys.
It was just a bad situation.
Yeah, it was just a
wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, so that part of it was kind of interesting, but. Other than that, I mean, like I said, story's basically non-existent. So let's talk about what it really counts.
It is Greg Nicotero and Howard Berger.
Yeah, it's the effects. I mean,
the effects are incredible. I mean, whenever you see, is it K&V still? I don't think it is, but whenever you see those names on there for makeup effects, you're in for a treat. Probably a lot of the mainstream listeners will know them from The Walking Dead. Yeah, nobody cares. But yeah, the effects were great, but I felt there wasn't enough of it. Like, there was potential there to really go and be really creative with this, but it didn't.
Yeah, there's one scene.
That's pretty grotesque.
And other than that, I mean...
People walked out of that scene, though. 3 people left?
Yeah, there were a few
3 or 4 people left after that scene. But... I don't want to spoil it, but it's pretty gross. But I mean, we've been watching movies for fucking ever, and if you've seen Day of the Dead or something like that, you pretty much know what you're gonna get with this movie.
Well, I'd even argue that the Hostel films are more violent.
Oh god, yeah, Hostel is way more effect heavy. But I mean, if you're just gonna judge it on its effects, I guess.
The effects, they're good. They work.
They worked really, really well. And apparently, they couldn't bring in a lot of the materials to Peru that they had, so they had to make a lot of things on set, I guess.
Yeah,
that's really interesting.
Yeah. Like I said, there's the one scene that's really the effects are just great. And other than that, you're pretty basic. Like, it's arrows to the head.
Yeah, those look really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's an arrow goes through somebody's neck at one point, and it looks awesome.
And it's kind of stuff like that. So, I mean, the effects are there. It was violent. It was what I wanted. But again, I'm kind of like you, and
You just want it more extreme.
yeah, I mean, it could have been more, I guess.
And apparently, there's an unrated Blu-ray coming out. So
We'll hope that
We'll get
this movie actually gets a Blu-ray release
maybe
2 years from now. But yeah, so you get the story, the plot, I guess, more than it's not really a story. I guess the plot. I always hate
it's a situation.
Yeah, there's a difference here, people. There's plot and then there's story, and this movie was a plot. There's no story here.
No.
But I mean,
There's definitely no story here.
and they kind of set it up at the end for a sequel, which I've heard that the sequel's already in development. So
Beyond the Green Inferno.
if that ever happens, who knows? I mean, I can't see this movie doing well, but
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, we went, in the city to see this movie, and there was literally maybe 10 people.
yeah,
It was pretty sad, and that theater was fucking packed.
yeah.
But there was only like.
Well, to be fair, there were a lot of kids, so
Yeah, that's true. I'd take my kids to see it. They'd have a good time. What else is there to talk about it?
Well, another movie that I guess sort of new, a week old now, I guess. Black Mass.
Yeah, that came out on the 18th.
Yeah, it's about a week old now,
Yeah,
but since we have,
You've seen.
I did see that.
You got to. I've wanted to see it for a while, but Black Mass: The Story of Whitey Bulger.
yeah, and that, I mean, here's the thing. I expected nothing going on. I had no hype for this movie at all. I honestly did not even want to see it.
You were forced.
I wouldn't say forced, but
He was forced.
it was one of those movies that I could have just completely passed on it, and I would have felt nothing. Like it didn't matter to me, and I enjoyed it. It's a good movie. It's a solid crime movie. It's set in New York. Not New York. I almost said New York.
Oh.
See, New York and Boston. Just I get them mixed up.
It's because you're from,
It's the accent. I don't know.
It's because you're from Nova Scotia.
I guess. I don't know.
They all sound the same.
Oh, Nova Scotia has good ties with Boston, so I should know.
Yeah, it's true. You sound about a treat.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, so but like the main focal point is what you see in all the TV spots is Johnny Depp is a return to form for him.
And that, really, I mean I mean the story's really good. The story's there, solid plot. I mean, and the fact that it was based on true thing.
That's fucked up.
Blows my mind that these like scumbags actually fucking existed. Blows my mind. But the real story is Johnny Depp. He's not doing one of his Disney characters.
He's not being a pirate.
I mean, coming off of what, Mordecai? I mean...
Oh, you know what? I actually completely forgot about that.
Yeah, that was like a career low for Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And this is definitely a good bounce back for that. I mean, the dude, he can act. Like, there's no... I mean, you don't believe that? Go watch Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Go watch... fuck, I just blanked on Johnny Depp movies right now. Edward Scissorhands. Go watch. What was that? What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go watch. Like the dude can act. Always could act. But he's kind of been stuck in ever since I feel Pirates of the Caribbean. He's been kind of stuck in this children. Like I guess he's a father. His kids now. And, like he even openly said in interviews, "I want to do movies that my kids can watch." And I get that.
That's fine.
But at the same time, it's like he has this talent, and
to
see him actually use it again was pretty nice.
Yeah, just from the trailers, like when I seen one of the original trailers for it on YouTube, it's the one where he's just talking to Buddy about the steak, and I was just like after that trailer was over, I was like, I gotta watch that again because I don't believe that's Johnny Depp. And it looks amazing, and I'll just wait for the Blu-ray release. But
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a movie that's made to showcase. I mean, like I said, the story's there, everything's there, directing is fucking great, but it's a showcase of Johnny Depp's talent.
And I hope he really returns to form on a lot of things because one of my favorite movies of all time is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Well, Pirates of the Caribbean 4, 5 is in the works. So
I don't know. I don't know about that one. That's been in the works since the last one came out, and that was a few years ago. So that's some of the two newer movies that...
There's two movies I would recommend. I'd say go see them because they're both fucking good. Green Inferno.
I give it 3 glass chickens out of 3 bottles of Pepsi.
It's pretty good. It's a good score.
That's my review score.
That's pretty. I give it 6 Marvel comics out of 4 DC comics.
That's math. Yeah. You went to school. I mean, yeah. So we'll just move on to I don't know things. We just read that Prometheus 2 has a new name, and it's confusing.
Well, yeah.
Well, okay. First of all, I recently just seen Prometheus a few months ago.
I feel as though we should do a fucking a series
just on Prometheus.
Well, no, I mean people would hate that because apparently everyone hates Prometheus. But
probably one of the greatest sci-fi movies ever made.
We should do a series called Evan Catches Up on Movies.
Yeah, very far behind. But I have watched Evil Dead 2 recently.
There you go. That's all that really matters.
That's yeah, but no, I just recently watched Prometheus, and we just read that Prometheus 2, which apparently is still in the works. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Ridley Scott.
Well, actually, Scott said he has 3 more Prometheus movies planned.
Okay, so he's got a backlog of Prometheus movies coming out. Neil Blomkamp has the Alien movie set in between Alien and Aliens. So anyways, this one is called Alien Paradise Lost.
So he's getting rid of the Prometheus name. It's bad.
It's pretty terrible. Like, is it Alien Paradise Lost or Alien Paradise Lost? Like, what is it? What does it fucking mean? Like, and it picks up right where Prometheus left off.
Here's the thing.
Like, I don't get it.
The Alien franchise. I mean, you know this, and you'll soon know this because I'll talk about it a lot. Is one of my favorites of all time. I love that franchise.
Yes.
Like that to
it's
me.
a great franchise.
Alien is one of the greatest, just like straight up slasher type movies like fucking ever made. Aliens is ridiculous and it's a crazy action movie, but it's fucking cool. Aliens 3 gets a bad rap. It's actually not.
It's not this terrible.
It's not a terrible movie.
No.
It's not on the level of the first 2, but it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's a prison movie.
Yeah, it's Fincher did that, I think.
That was his first.
Yeah, I think that was Fincher's first movie.
Well, I think the studio took it over.
Yeah, there's a whole history with that movie, but that's not a terrible movie. And I was one of the people. I know a lot of fans of Alien and Aliens, and they fucking hated Prometheus. Everyone I talk
they just skipped over Resurrection.
Yeah, well. And then there's the AVP movie.
Yeah, just keep going.
Garbage.
let's talk about Prometheus again.
And honestly, Resurrection, well, it's not. Even that movie's not terrible. It's watchable.
Yeah. It's alright.
Prometheus, I loved it.
It's one of the best.
I fucking this movie.
I don't understand how he got the effects. I don't understand that.
Yeah, everything about this movie, the feel of that movie. I don't know. I honestly can't figure out where the hate came from for that. But
it's because it's tied to Alien, but there's so many inconsistencies apparently.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. And as soon as Prometheus ended, I was like, I want to see a sequel to that movie.
Yeah, and it ends on a great note too.
And from the sounds of it, the sequel will pick up following where Prometheus left off.
And
so.
I just hope that Michael Fassbender is put back together because he was so good in that movie.
Yeah, spoilers.
If you haven't seen the movie, fuck off. Go watch it.
I guess. But so I mean, he has 3 movies planned. I guess he has a lot of story in his head. I'm assuming he doesn't have 3 scripts done.
Unless you're James Cameron, you can't have that guy.
Maybe James Cameron will do the sequel.
No. Well, that'd be kind of cool. Except it would take place on a planet called Pandora.
No, I mean, yeah. Again, you liked Prometheus. I liked Prometheus.
Yep.
I don't get the hate for that movie.
Nope.
I've already heard people on comments and people, who cares about Prometheus 2?
I do.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
# Prometheus matters.
And obviously, it did well at the box office because it allowed Scott to plan out 3 more movies. So.
Well, I mean, with Ridley Scott too, he's so good at making a blockbuster. Like that Exodus movie is a Ridley Scott movie.
Yeah.
And that movie looks fucking stupid because it's based off the Bible, but it's that movie did well somehow.
Scott he did The Martian, didn't he?
Yeah.
That comes out.
I don't know how he's like. How old is that guy?
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah, like he hasn't jumped off a bridge yet. Like, ooh,
that got dark.
It
It took me a while to actually catch on what you were saying, man.
Whoops,
Yeah.
sorry, Tony, but you weren't as good as your brother.
Ooh. No, it's true. Ridley Scott is a master at what he does, and he always has been. I mean, fuck, sure, he has some bad movies, but what director doesn't?
I mean, I love Sam Raimi, but that guy sucks.
So, I'm excited.
I'm really excited. I'm also excited for Blomkamp's.
Yeah, and well, like, where does this leave that movie? What is that movie now?
The thing, well, I think too with Alien Paradise Lost is it's still gazillions of years before, and here, and I think like with the original concept art with Blomkamp's.
Yeah, but wasn't that movie supposed to be a remake of Alien? Wasn't that originally what Neil Blomkamp was doing?
Oh, maybe it was, but I don't know.
And now it's not a remake. It's set in the universe that Scott. Like, I have no idea what's going on there.
And to be fair, to be really excited for that, you have to be kind of like iffy because Neil's last few movies haven't been that good.
Yeah, he kind of
like Chappie. Chappie looks fucking cool as shit, but it's supposed to not. It's not. I don't know.
Yeah, District 9 came out and he was kind of like, a big deal there for a while, but yeah, his last two have, they've been meh. I have not seen Chappie. I did see, what was the other one? Elysium or whatever?
Oh, Elysium, yeah.
Yeah, Elysium. I did see that, and that was meh. It was...
Jodie Foster being a robot.
The acting in that movie is actually pretty terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was because it was originally written for Eminem.
Oh, what?
Whoops. Yeah, apparently Matt Damon was supposed to be Eminem. He come out, I'm like, I'm phenomenal. No?
I think you're mixing it up with Southpaw.
No, I'm serious. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be Eminem.
That's actually kind of terrifying.
Yeah, I don't know. I could be lying. I mean, I don't trust anything I say. So only listen to this podcast for entertainment purpose. Don't try this at home. That's kind of like where I feel about Prometheus and stuff. But what are some movies coming out that you really want to see? So I know you get excited for movies,
right.
And they're the weirdest movies, and nobody's ever fucking heard of them.
Now you know what? This year let's talk about our most anticipated year. My most anticipated movie for the rest of the year is Star Wars.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, we were just talking about this.
Star Wars, man.
Star Wars looks good.
It looks great.
And I'm not a Star Wars person. I mean, I've seen Episode 3 like 4 times in theaters, but
I haven't watched a trailer in a long time that's got me that excited. Like, that is a really, really good trailer.
So the trailer did its job, is what you're saying.
It really did. I usually watch trailers. I'm like, oh, yeah.
I have this weird hate for Star Wars, and it's not that they're not. I don't know. It's just I hate the fans. Like I hate. Maybe not the real fans, like the fans that know the lore and they do it, but like I hate the fake fans. They're like, Star Wars movie, and they're like Han Solo and Planet Jakku and blah, and I'm like, whatever, man. I'm not that big into Star Wars, but like this one looks really good. Like it's got J.J. Abrams behind it. It's gonna have a lot of lens.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk? Yeah, you want to talk about a return to form. This looks like a return to form.
And I mean, after that, the prequel trilogy, I think that put a lot of bad taste in my mouth.
I'm sorry, prequel trilogy? I don't like.
Yeah, they came out. And like,
no, I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought maybe I just dreamt about it, and
my shitty acting is ruining Star Wars.
There's rumor that Hayden Christensen.
I read that.
Yeah, they're just gonna superimpose them in the scene. And that's another thing I don't like about Star Wars is that I can't watch the original Star Wars anymore because George Lucas has taken his finger and just put it in the anus of Star Wars and stretched it so wide that it's no longer what it used to be.
But here's the thing: George Lucas doesn't have creative control over Star Wars anymore. So let's hope that someone at Disney says, "Hey, maybe we should release the original version."
Yeah, and
of Star Wars.
That would be really cool because I remember a few years ago, I'm going to say like 2008. 2007, 2008, they re-released Star Wars on DVD, 2-disc DVD, the original 3 from the 70s and 80s. And they had an original untouched, uncut edition on one of the discs.
Yeah.
And it was like 4x3, grainy as fuck, not remastered. And I should have bought them. Because that's the Star Wars I remember, from the tape.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, there was a time there when if you said Star Wars around me, I'd probably punch you in the face because I had enough of it. I was like, no more Star Wars. I was that kid. I remember me and you being super pumped for Phantom Menace and going to see that movie. And when you're a kid, you're like, I didn't really think much of it. I'm just like, yeah. I get a little older. I'm like, what the fuck? Did I go to... Like, that movie's fucking stupid.
You gain your consciousness, and you're like, oh, fuck.
That movie is impossible to go back and watch because it's that bad. That movie's terrible.
It has so much promise, though.
There's one good thing in that movie, and it's the pod race. And other than that movie is garbage, it's racist, the effects are terrible, the plot line makes no fucking sense
Sam Jackson has a purple lightsaber.
Because he's black. That's why.
He's like, y'all motherfuckers better watch the fucko. It's stupid. It was dumb, and like part 2 was even dumber, and part 3 was. Everyone says, "Oh, but part 3 is so good." It's not. It's not good. The effects are great. But the fact that Anakin turns evil so quickly doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden, he's evil. He's like, I'm gonna kill kids.
Do you know why people think that movie's good? Because it's the best of the shitty trilogy. Like, the other movies were so bad that when episode 3 came out, we were like, yeah, this is good, right? Tell me this is good. This is a good movie.
Episode 3 is the little corn nugget in the poop.
But, and with that being said, you go back, and sometimes I do. I'll pop in Empire Strikes Back. I'll pop in Return of the Jedi. And I'm like, you know what? This is a good movie.
Which one is it where the Stormtrooper? Whoa.
Oh, man.
Man, I almost got fucking raved. The Stormtrooper hits his head on the ceiling in the doorway. It's one of them.
Oh, sure.
But anyways, in the collection you have, there's an actual sound effect now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like George Lucas or whoever put a fucking sound effect. And it's like, really? Like, it's a fuck up. I get it. If movies like that, you get fuck ups all the time, right?
Yeah.
But you're now bringing attention to it, so you've just degraded your masterpiece.
Yeah, I honestly don't understand how George Lucas fucked up as bad as like, it doesn't make any sense for me. Because you go back and watch that original trilogy, and regardless of what you think of Star Wars, how that trilogy is planned out is genius. It's George Lucas is borderline genius, the way he planned that out. That whole series goes together so well.
I think what happened is he was like born again Christian.
Look at what borrow. Like, video games borrow so much from this, where it's like, you had your first one, which was, the first Star Wars movie, A New Hope. It's rough. It's a rough movie.
Yeah, but it's the first one.
Yeah, it sets up everything. It's rough. Then you have your second one, your dark middle part, where everything and that's Empire. Empire's a dark fucking... Nobody wins in Empire.
Empire is the dark middle chapter.
It is. It's the middle... It's the dark chapter. And then you got the third one, where every character turns into a fucking badass. And that movie's badass. Like, there are parts of that movie that are bad. Like, Luke in that movie is fucking cool. In the other movies, he's a dink.
Wait, who's Luke? Is he the guy with the green lightsaber?
It's Luke Jabberwocker. He's
Luke Jabberwocker.
No, but just a really good trilogy, and then here we are getting on a fucking Star Wars discussion.
And I know absolutely nothing.
But it's just like, I'm excited. I think J.J. Abrams he's gonna put that...
He's gonna put the stake in the ground, and he's gonna go, this is Star Wars, and then Disney's gonna kill it. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's what he, like, J.J. Abrams, like, he did such a good job on the Star Trek remakes, but, he kind of did a good, okay job. Like, I don't know. His movies are visually impressive.
He's good at taking these franchises that like Star Trek, I didn't care anything. I didn't give a shit about Star Trek.
Star Trek is garbage.
And then I'm not going to say that because...
I just did.
Well, I'm not going to say it. He did, I'm not. But he made me care about it, and I didn't care about it before. And I was like, yeah, Star Trek's a good movie. Like that, the 2009 Star Trek is a
It's
solid.
pretty decent.
It's a solid. The second one's meh, but the first one is solid.
I just really hope that he kind of sticks with that trend of putting like the woman just in her undergarments again for no reason. And he apologized. I would apologize. I'd be like, yeah.
Is Carrie Fisher gonna wear the bikini?
I hope so.
Oh man.
Anyways, that's your most hyped movie. It's Star Wars, Force Awakens. Is that what it's called?
Sure. I mean, and again, that movie has a really good cast. I think all the young people I've heard that have signed on with that.
One of the stormtroopers is black. It's nice having a mix of race.
Is he a stormtrooper though? Because that sets up the.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
I think he's gonna be a Jedi.
Yeah, because Luke did the same thing, and he had the.
I don't know. What's your most anticipated?
I don't really have one.
No, there you go.
I think mine is Ash vs. Evil Dead.
That's a TV show.
I don't give a fuck. It's like a movie.
Yeah.
It's like a movie event. Like when Ash vs. Evil Dead comes on TV, it's going to be like, okay, guys, for the next 24 minutes, we're going to be entertained.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Because let's talk about this.
I know what you're going to say.
This is where there might be a bit of a discussion.
Yeah.
You're
in for the long haul.
That trailer, or whatever you want to call that.
I think it's called a trailer.
Okay, whatever. It was really good. It was a really good trailer. I enjoyed that. I laughed pretty much through the entire thing. And that is both good and bad, in my opinion.
Okay. I see where you're going with this.
Because
I'm going to combat you.
It has stripped down Evil Dead. It has taken away what Evil Dead was. And it says, Evil Dead is a comedy.
Evil Dead is a dark comedy, yes.
Well, dark comedy, but like, the old Evil Dead, I know Army of Darkness, that's where it kind of got, this looks more Army of Darkness.
And that's why it's called Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yeah, I understand that, but I just, this isn't Evil Dead. This is not Evil Dead to me. This is Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi getting together and having some fun like they used to. That's what this is.
Yeah, but it's still Evil Dead. Because it's an actual sequel. Like, it comes out after, Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness. So, of course, it's going to have that wisecracking Ash in it, right? Because that's what he was in Army of Darkness. Yeah. He was wisecracking. For some reason, he got tough at one point. Like, here for these movies, we follow this coward the whole time, right? Who will hold a woman in front of him. But, he's badass now.
But don't you just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like this franchise has gone from, the first Evil Dead was a straight up,
horror movie.
I mean, you go back and watch it now.
It's pretty funny, but
you'll laugh.
But my mother and father used to, I bring out Evil Dead, I love Evil Dead, and my dad goes, put that fucking shit away. Because it scared him so bad as a kid.
Exactly. And Evil Dead 2. That's the one where they started introducing the comedy to it.
But it's a badass movie, though.
Even that movie has some moments. I'm sure at the time, I know nowadays they're laughable, but at the time, there are moments of that movie that are like, okay, I can see this being a jump.
The witch.
This could be terrifying.
And
Army of Darkness.
It's an action movie.
It's an action comedy.
Yeah, it is that Sam Raimi transition.
Yeah.
And I think Evil Dead, Ash vs. Evil Dead, you're right, it is Bruce and Raimi and all those guys getting back together and going, hey, let's do this. And I like that. Because those guys all work together on Hercules and Warrior Princess, and they're all getting back together, and they're gonna have a good time. And I think with that, you will end up to appreciate it.
Oh, no doubt. I'm gonna watch the entire thing, no doubt. But it's just I'm just saying, from what I think of Evil Dead, this is not
Evil Dead.
Not that.
What if
this is I know this is teeny bopper Evil Dead. This is like.
You see how fucking violent it was?
I know. I maybe that's not the best way to describe it, but this is I don't even know how I want to describe it.
This is modern day Sam Raimi.
It doesn't look like it has the grittiness that was Evil Dead. Maybe it will. I don't know. But the trailer didn't make it look like it.
Yeah, and the poster certainly didn't help.
Yeah.
He's standing on top of the car, and he's definitely waiting. Anyways. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's something really good is going to come from it. And what if they kept the other Evil Dead series going?
You mean the remake?
Yeah.
So the remake did a good job. The
Remake is perfect.
remake had the
Perfect remake.
had the grittiness, it had the violence, it had the comedy. It was perfect. That movie was,
I can't say I can't find a flaw with that movie.
yeah, that is that movie is a perfect remake in that it kept everything that the original movie had,
But added its own twist.
but it just updated it to our time.
And it was, and I know, like, I've seen that movie in theaters, I think once or twice, but like, you know, I'm talking to people and they're like, man, that movie's fucking disgusting. It's scary, and it's like that's the reaction that my parents had when they seen Evil Dead back in the 80s, and I think it's the perfect remake. But I don't think they could do a Bruce Campbell scary Evil Dead movie.
I mean, I get it. Like, Bruce is old. He's old now.
He had to put black hair dye in his hair. And, you know, and I think they're playing that up, like Ash is old and washed up in the show. You know, he's working at a fucking Kmart, and, you know, he's just living in a trailer.
Yeah, this is My Name is Bruce. This isn't
Yeah,
Evil
this
Dead.
is My Name is Bruce, yeah. That movie's awesome as
No,
shit,
it is awesome.
Fucking awesome movie.
I 100% agree with you. But I wish they almost would have made a show out of that rather than say Ash vs. Evil Dead.
And, you know, maybe it'll surprise us. Maybe that's why they released a trailer like that. Maybe it's like, hey guys, look, it's funny, it's great, and then it'll just blow us away.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck, this is serious.
Because I feel like this movie, I keep calling it movie, this show could have that humor, but it also could have the grittiness.
It could. We don't know. We've seen 1 2-minute trailer,
Yeah.
and this is a whole TV series. Like, it's probably gonna go I don't think it's gonna go places like Sam Raimi used to. Like in the original Evil Dead scene, there's a fucking rape scene. The original Evil Dead movie, there's 2 rape scenes.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's pretty serious shit. Like, I don't think you'll see Sam Raimi go back to that. I think you'll see him go to, like, Evil Dead standards. Like, where that movie's hilarious, so, like, you know, like, that guy eats the hair, and it's great.
I don't know. I'm excited for it, though. That's for sure.
I just like anything Bruce Campbell's in.
Man, it seems like everything good is coming on TV now.
That's the other point. Everything now, there's a Minority Report fucking TV show. There's like all these TV shows now. Like there's a Fargo TV show. Like all these old fucking movies are coming back as TV shows, and it's really annoying.
And why do you think that is? Because comic book movies have killed the cinema experience.
The cinema.
They have destroyed, for me at least, going to the movies.
Wait a second, is Hateful Eight coming out this year?
Hateful Eight is
We don't know when that's coming.
Hateful Eight is set for Christmas Day, but
Limited release.
it's a limited release. So
Yeah, there's very few movies coming out this year that I really want to see. But Hateful Eight, if it comes out this year, I want to see it. If not, I'll talk.
yeah, Tarantino's one of the last few directors that going to a theater is an event. It's an event movie.
Yeah, just like you go and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You know, I love Quentin Tarantino movies because I need my wife to come to the fucking movies. Like, she actually seen Inglourious Bastards with you.
I saw it.
Yeah, I was working, and you were like, oh, I'm going to... And I'm like, oh, thanks, guys.
I saw Inglourious Bastards 4 times.
4 times, yeah. Candace seen it a lot, too. She loved it. Like, that's one of her favorite movies is Inglourious Bastards. And, like, I love when Quentin Tarantino releases a movie because you can take your wife to see it, or your girlfriend. And it's nice enough that everyone can enjoy it. But it's dark enough that I'll love it.
Yeah, I mean, there are very few directors still like that. Like, that... I feel like, oh, well, if I don't see this in theaters, I actually missed out. Everyone else, I was just like, I'll just wait for the fucking Blu-ray. Like, I don't
the same way.
Why would I want to go to a theater, put up with some annoying teenagers talking? I can just watch
Every
it
time a Resident Evil movie's in theaters.
yeah, it's like, I can just watch this at home, enjoy it on my couch. Like, I don't need this shit.
Yeah, but like, there's some movies like, obviously, Eli Roth and Quentin Tarantino I have to go see.
And Chris Nolan is another guy.
Yeah, Chris Nolan you have to see in theaters. Because of the aspect ratio is fucking changing. Yeah, like there are event movies, and I'm glad those people still exist. But, a lot of it's just coming to TV.
It's true. I mean, I think a lot of the writers just, like I said, the only movies that sell now are comic book movies. So any writer who actually wants to do something interesting or tell an interesting story has to basically find a way to get on TV because...
Or Netflix.
Yeah, because these movie companies aren't putting it out unless it has Batman or Superman or Ant-Man or Dick-Man or...
Cockman.
Fart-Man.
Fuck, man. I hate comic book movies. Like, I used to, like, there are some really good comic book movies out there. Like, one of my all-time favorites is the 2004 Punisher.
Did you see the recent quotes from Steven Spielberg?
I don't read anything but Steven Spielberg.
I think it was a few weeks. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. He said that. He said the comic movies that were, they're going away soon. He said they're going the way of the Western. That it happens to every genre.
Yeah.
And he has a point there. I mean, obviously, comic book movies aren't going to last forever.
Oh God, it seems like it though.
But actually, I like Zack Snyder. His response to that, I kind of appreciate what he said. I don't know if he's actually doing what he said, but in that, well, he said the Westerns really haven't gone away because there still are Westerns that come out, just not as many. And that's true. I think there always will be comic book movies, just, not as many as we're seeing now. But he said, what really got me was, that's why I want to, I don't want to make a good, a good Batman movie. I want to make a good movie. Like, I want to make a movie that stands the test of time. Like, there are those Westerns that you can go back to because they stand...
Stagecoach?
Yeah, like, there's a lot of Westerns that came out during, the 50s, 60s, and a lot of them were just terrible. Terrible movies.
Yeah.
But you have your standards. You have your Sam Peckinpah movies. You have your, there's just some great... Sergio Leone, why did I blame on him? You just have
you were about to get punched in the face.
And he said, and he basically said, well, I want to do that, but I want someone who doesn't care about Batman, someone who doesn't care about Superman, to 20, 30 years down the line be able to watch this and say, hey, this isn't a good Batman movie. This is a good movie.
Too bad he failed with Man of Steel.
Yeah, Man of Steel's awful.
That was a garbage movie.
I kind of feel like Chris Nolan movies, his Batman trilogy will, at least The Dark Knight.
To an extent, yes, The Dark Knight will be that movie.
Because that plays as a good crime movie. I mean, you could get rid of Batman, and that's still just a good crime movie.
Yeah, you could get rid of all the... And because he placed it in the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of where you're going to fail with Superman.
Yeah.
You can't place him in the real world. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean... it's going to be interesting. That's, out of all the comic book movies, I mean, I would say that is the one that I am most anticipating. Is
Batman vs. Superman, The Dawn of Justice?
And the only reason I'm excited for that in any way is because, it's loosely based off of, like, my favorite graphic novel, so...
Mm-hmm. The Dark Knight...
Dark Knight Returns, so...
I don't know, I think Ben Affleck will actually bring justice to... Bruce Wayne. I don't know. People hate Ben Affleck, but I think he'll do a good job as Batman.
That's another movie I think they did a good job with their trailer. I think the trailer they released did a pretty good job of hyping people up, I would say. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know who the fuck I was talking to. Maybe it was you, but it's based off. It is The Dark Knight Returns. It is. Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, I mean, there are parts of that trailer you can say, hey, this is...
ripped right from the pages. And even, like, the cartoon.
Yeah.
The cartoon is really good. But
I mean the animated movie?
Yeah, it's fucking 3.5 hours long.
It's not a cartoon, it's an animated feature film.
Yeah, it's a fucking cartoon. I don't care. That's as much as... Yeah, because, I don't know. It's like everyone's telling me to watch Daredevil.
Couldn't get into it. Couldn't do it.
I might, because The Punisher is in season 2.
Is it Tom Jane?
No, it's Jonathan Bernthal from Walking Dead, who played Shane.
So The Punisher is a dick.
He's going to be like, you think you come in here? You think you could come in here? I'll fucking shoot you. And yeah, it's gonna, but anyways, I think it might be pretty cool.
I've become so jaded on anything comic book related.
Yeah. I would put very few comic book movies in my top 10 movies. The Punisher being one. I would do that. That movie's amazing.
People start talking, I blank out.
Oh man, yeah, I just go, yeah.
And it seems like I always get dragged to see these movies.
You have a lot of friends that like comic book movies.
But yeah,
and they like to hang out with you, and they're like, John, let's go see a comic book movie.
Yeah, like I saw.
I guess.
Was this year the Avengers came out? Man, these movies.
Yeah, it came out in May.
These movies are blurring together. Like I don't. Last Guardians or Guardians of the Galaxy or.
That came out last year, didn't
I
it?
saw that too, and like again, like I watched it. I was like, huh, that wasn't terrible, and then never thought about it ever again. I felt the same way with the Avengers. Huh, you know, wasn't terrible, and that I don't care. Like,
It wasn't Iron Man 2.
was it worth paying $1,000 that you have to pay to go see it in the movie theater? No, but
Yeah, I hate the Avengers. I hate any groups of superheroes. I think it's gay.
gay.
Yeah, like not heterosexual.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
I don't know. X-Men, stupid. Wolverine's awesome because he kills people, but X-Men's stupid. Why? Like, if you're a superhero, why do you have to have a group of you? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, whatever. But that's much I want to talk about comic book movies because
You'll probably
really bored.
if you end up listening to a lot of these, you'll probably come to realize that
We're pretty snobbish.
yeah,
It's no other way to put it. Like,
I've been called a film snob, and I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I don't know if that's accurate now.
But there's very, very few. I mean, my
Because
girlfriend.
you watch Commando.
Yeah, like my girlfriend gets mad at me all the time because like, it's just want to watch this movie, and I'm just, I don't know. I'm so snobby when it comes to movies. Just so snobby. I'm a real dick.
But the other night, not the other night, it was a few months ago, but we sat there and watched Commando.
Commando's a great action movie. I will defend Commando.
Commando's pretty good. Especially that scene when he gets into Speedo and he just kind of like paddles to the island. He's got all those guns.
People rag on Commando. I like Commando.
Commando's good.
You just don't get movies like that.
Little known trivia, Commando 2 was written, but Arnie didn't want to return to it, so they rewrote that script into Die Hard. So Die Hard is technically Commando 2. For Commando fans out there.
I have one question. Why did Bruce Willis not wear Speedo?
You know what? Fuck Die Hard, man. Ever since Die Hard 5, I've lost faith.
I'm not going to say Commando's a better movie than Die Hard, but I will say, if someone said, hey, let's go back and watch an old action movie, I would choose Commando over Die Hard.
I would too, because it's a hell of a lot shorter. The fucking first Die Hard movie, man, goes. But, it's John McTiernan. I mean, that guy's a fucking genius. Yeah.
That's another topic, I guess, but we should probably cut this one. This will be episode 1 of whatever this is.
Movie cast. Get it?
Episode 1 of John and Evan talking about movies.
Movie cast.
Anyway, if you enjoy this rant or whatever,
Like and subscribe. Movie cast.
comment, tell us what your most anticipated movie of the year is.
On the movie cast.
I'm going to assume there's a lot of Star Wars, because there's probably a lot of Star
I
Wars.
think that's the only movie coming out this year.
Yeah. When I think about the future of movies, the only movie that comes to mind right now is Star Wars. So, there's some independent movies coming out. We'll talk about those in the coming weeks and stuff. But
On the next movie cast.
there's a few good ones coming out. February. We'll talk about all these. There's some, but yeah, for now, Star Wars. That's
Anyways, you better get back to work.